Welcome to JoyNews at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we are on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Clenham Radio, Bato, Gaskia FM, Tichiman, and Radio Wa, Get Radio, TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, Electricity Company of Ghana launches investigations into alleged employee misconduct following a JoyNews exposé.
It's so sad that staff of ECG will collect monies like this and not even a quarter of that money comes into ECG's coffers.
The Inspector General of Police set to cross-examination today at an in-camera hearing into the leak tape, but his lawyers are unhappy with the posture of the chairman of the committee, Samuel Atachia.
The chairman has been on a frolic. The chairman is operating as if he is a sole commissioner, and we are going to use all necessary legal means at the hearing not to accept this.
In business,
International Monetary Fund rejects claims Ghana's program is moving too fast, saying it needs to urgently support Ghana. We've got details on the Joy Business Report.
And Liberia goes to the polls today as 19 aspirants seek to unseat President George Weah.
People try to blame 175-year-old private on someone who just a president for 5 years. It will never be that.
But we are seeing things have become very difficult for people.
We'll take you live there. I am Hannah Odame with the details. The Electricity Company of Ghana has launched an investigation into allegations of employee misconduct following a JoyNews exposé which highlighted how some ECG staff illicitly sell unapproved meters to customers at inflated prices. In a memo addressed to one of the ECG staff captured in the exposé, Abraham Kum, the ECG demanded that he provides a written explanation outlining reasons why disciplinary action should not be pursued. We'll hear from the ECG shortly, but first, let's bring back excerpts of that documentary titled Power Thieves.
We lose over 1 billion Ghana cedis in illegal connections. Why?
This revelation is alarming, but one fact that did not come up in the discussion is the faces behind this nation-wrecking activity. The JoyNews investigative team decided to visit ECG offices in 3 regions to ascertain the extent of the canker. At the Accra East Regional Office and Sub-Transmission Office near Makola, I met Abraham, an ECG staff at the meters office. He said a separate meter, which ordinarily goes for 800 Ghana cedis, will cost me 2,000 cedis. He showed me documents he had processed for a different customer, but was willing to transfer it to me only if I would pay the amount.
This one reduce it a little for me. I give you 1,500 when I come for it, and I give you the balance.
Okay, no problem. Well, my colleague Elton John Brobe joins me with details of the memo addressed to Abraham Kum, one of the ECG staff captured in that expose. Elton, what does it say?
So it says that we refer to a JoyNews expose that Power Thieves aired on the 9th of October 2023. The said footage reviewed your involvement in the dealing with an alleged customer who gave you money for the acquisition of a meter. Your action in the footage is intolerable offense contrary to the company's collective agreements. You are therefore to explain in writing why disciplinary action should not be taken against you for the stated misconduct. Your response should reach the undersigned by the close of work on Friday, 13th October 2020, signed by Paul Oka, the Human Resources Manager.
And we'll bring you more details of that when we get there. Meanwhile, Executive Director of the Africa Center for Energy Policy, Benjamin Boachi, says ECG district offices cannot escape blame as he urges management to leave no stone unturned in their investigations.
The problem is really, really deep. The inefficiencies in the value chain within the establishment of ECG is horribly deep. And sometimes I get surprised that we think that some systems are in place and they are working to address it. Some of us who are, analysts and consumers at the same time, you get into the situation and you are alarmed at the way, ECG workers operate.
Let's move on. An Inspector General of Police, George Ekufu-Dampari, will this morning appear before the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee investigating the leaked tape allegedly plotting his removal. He is expected to face off with retired Commissioner Alex Mensah and George Asari in a cross-examination session. But ahead of the in-camera hearing, lawyer for the IGP, Kwame Jan, has expressed concern about the posture of the chairman of the committee, Samuel Atachia.
The chairman has been on a frolic. The chairman is operating as if he is a sole commissioner, and we are going to use all necessary legal means at the hearing not to accept this.
What do you think is the motivation of the chairman, per your allegation?
He has his own agenda.
And what is this agenda?
He will disclose it. He has been granting interviews. Any time after the proceedings, when we are quiet and we go home quietly, he would gather the press and grant interviews. To the extent that after one sitting, he went out there and said the extended tape which was submitted by Bugri Nabu had been doctored. A tape which has not been played for all of us to hear.
You heard the lawyer for the IGP, Kwame Jan. Now, 21-year-old Melsa Efia Anochua has chosen to work instead of furthering her education for now, so she can help her younger siblings get educated. This selfless act has seen her venture into a male-dominated workspace, which is not only challenging her to be better, but has also inspired her to help others. She's been sharing her story of hope with me. She's had to put on hold pursuing her education. The aspiring journalist Melsa Efia Anochua is now hungry to make money because she has siblings to take care of.
I wanted to become a journalist, but I parked it because there was no financial support. So I had to stop work and support my mom to take care of my other siblings.
Her hard work in customer service earned her a spot from one good company to another. This time, Go Wash.
I really like the job, and I'm not considering on going to school now. I want to learn more and become perfect before I go to school.
Considering the notion that car washing is associated to males, Melsa said she's actually surprised to be receiving only commendations.
When I go to some of the customers and we are doing the wash, they will be like, why are you doing this kind of work? I don't feel bad, I don't feel embarrassed, but I am happy because it's like you are exceptional. You are the only girl working with guys, so I even encourage some of the girls to come and do it.
Melsa, who is super excited, she gets to meet lots of people through her job, says she also desires to be of help to others, especially to ladies like her.
You get into contact with people you haven't met before, and it's an inspiration to you. It also opens doors for you. Yeah. I also want to work hard, create job opportunities for people to also come and work.
For JoyNews, I am Hannah Odami. Let's go to Koforidua, where the Fijiase District Police Command is investigating the deaths of 3 technicians who suffered in a reservoir at the Ghana Cocoa Board office in Koforidua in the Eastern region. The 3, identified as Ashi, Octopus, and Jonathan, were among 5 technical experts hired by the PBC workshop to maintain the fuel reservoir at the Cocoa Board office. It is unclear how the incident occurred, except reports that 2 workers, in an attempt to rescue one of their colleagues who was in the reservoir, also suffocated to death while trying to rescue him. And we'll bring you more details in subsequent bulletins. Let's take you to Liberia, where 19 candidates are in a race to unseat the Coalition for Democratic Change led by former footballer George Weah after serving his first term in office as president. Key among them is former Vice President Joseph Boakai, who is leading the biggest opposition party, that's the United Party, for the election. Issues of the economy and security remain priority to the electorate. Nanaya Ojima of our Foreign Affairs Desk has been to the streets of Monrovia and filed this report.
The busy Randall Street in Monrovia is waking up to its usual congestion and chaos. Like many parts of Africa, these traders have taken to the pavements, displaying their wares for sale. Within the group are a small number of traders clad in colors of the Unity Party. Through music and dance, they show their allegiance to the opposition leader, Joseph Boakai.
But we are seeing things have become very difficult for people. The common Liberian people that were happy before with this government, they themselves have felt the suffering that the government have brought. They are only there for themselves.
The issue have to do with President Weah. President Weah one said that he is not a politician. The Liberian forces, the surrounding forces, they become president.
On the same Randall Street, many hold contrary opinion on the choice of candidates. According to these people, challenges in the economy is a global phenomenon. They believe there is need for a second term for the CDC.
Because we see a lot of development, a lot of opportunity, a lot of environment, but since we get into the government, we have been peaceful and free to do our normal business.
Country giant, the pride of Africa, the black diamond from Liberia.
Well, let's take you live to Liberia, and Nanaya Ojima is on the line. Nanaya, tell us exactly what's happening currently.
So my check at the National Election Commission is that they started dispatching the ballot materials to the various polling centers. Now the challenge this morning is that in Liberia, this is the rainy season, so there's been intermittent rains since we got here, and this morning is no exception. This is what may delay the start of the election.
Well, you've been interacting with the Ghanaian community there. What have they been telling you about this election?
They're expectant of this election. Their worry is whether there will be peace in Liberia. What they've advised their people to do is to stay indoors and keep to their business. When things are done, they can come out. But now they're expecting them to stock food and stay indoors, mind their business, and just monitor the election on phone or on TV.
Thank you, Nanaya, and he will be bringing us live updates from Liberia on all our platforms, where you can also find more news with just a click. That's it for the news at 6 with me, Hannah Odami. Thank you for your company.